Here I have logged into the cloud account, and here is this is the screen where you add the clusters, right? So I've already added one, which is a free cluster. If you go in here and you can see, right, I've already created one, so this is disabled for me. But if you go to the next screen, the important thing here is once you have selected this AWS, give it a name. You select the region where your rest of the components, right? Your Kinesis and Lambda is going to be hosted. So that's important. Another is I can't proceed to the next one, but when you follow through with a free cluster, you will have to provide your select your user ID and password. Now make sure that you keep it same for YSQL and YSQL, right? There is a checkbox which will be enabled by default, so we just leave it that way. Um, so once that is done, another important point here is once your cluster is created, your host name and all, right? Your host name and your root dot CR certificate, right? Root certificate that you need to log into these two clusters is available in this screen, right? So you can go to the shell or you can go to any one of these options and you will find your root certificate as well as your host name in this screen, right? And user ID and password is something that you will provide when you create a cluster. Another important point here is if you go to the settings, right, there is a IP allow list. Now by default, nothing, no access is allowed. Now Lambda is a uh, right will need a public access, but there is no fixed IP address list available for it. I mean, there is for AWS, uh, but the easiest thing is just enable everything. Right, this is the POC we are doing. We are not doing anything else here. So you can go in there and create a network list and add a 0.0.0, right? So that the whole internet access is available for this cluster. Um, Once your experiment is done, you can remove this. All right. So this is important, right? So that you enable it and you do not struggle with the connectivity, and make sure your user ID password for YSQL and YSQL are same.